Welcome back. So this is the final video in lesson 3. We're going to be making a bowl or a cup in this video. So let's get started. This will be similar to how we made the tube in the last video. So let's go ahead and start with a sphere. So insert a sphere, and let's change the color, and let's move it a little closer. Okay, and a good size for this will be, oh, and I'm going to call this sphere, or I'm going to call it cup outer. And a good size for this will be, let's see, a good size for this would be maybe, let's see what a 10 looks like. Yeah, a 10 looks good. Okay, so cup or sphere, size 10, don't forget to anchor it. And then we're going to, let me see, we're going to make well, actually, no, we can do it in 2 pieces. Okay, so we're going to make a copy of this. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the home menu and duplicate this. Okay, and I had collisions off, so it's in the exact same spot as the original one. And I'm going to call this one cup inner. Okay, so I have cup outer, cup inner, and the cup inner I want to make slightly smaller, so I'm going to make that one a 9. And you can't see it because it's on the inside, but I'm going to make that a negative part. So I'm going to go to the model, and I'm going to negate that one. Okay, now it's a negative part, and what we want to do also is we want to cut off the top half. So I'm going to get a, I guess I can do it right here actually. Some of these buttons, like the part button, the color button, they're in both of these menus. They're in both the home menu and the model menu, so you don't have to switch back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a block. And where did it put it? Oh, it put it behind. Okay, so I'm going to change the color on this just to make this a little easier to see. And then I'm going to stretch it so that it covers the top part of my sphere. And let me turn my camera. Okay, this looks pretty good. And you can tell when you've covered the entire sphere. Let me turn this around, make sure I got the other side. No, gotta cover that. Okay, so make this a little taller. Now I just want to make sure that I am covering the top half of this. And it looks pretty close. Let me see. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to negate this part as well. Okay, now I want to select all 3 of these parts, and let me see if I can do it using just the click drag. Okay, so if I click drag here, yeah, it does let me select all 3 of them. So I have my my outer sphere that I'm going to make my cup, and then I have an inner sphere which cuts out the middle parts, and then I have this block that's going to cut off the top half. Okay, so I'm going to union all of this, and hopefully we will have a cup. Let's do union. Yeah. Oh, I messed up. So you can tell I didn't cut off. I didn't have this completely covering the cup. So you can undo this. You can either do Control Z or use the undo button, and then just move your oh, whoops. Let me select this one. No, this one. Yeah. Let me just move it a little bit, and let me make sure I didn't move it off of the other side. No, it's good. Okay, now let me select all 3 of these again and union, and hopefully this time it'll work. And it did. Okay, I have a nice bowl or a nice cup. All right, and let me rename this. So this is going to be cup, and you could save this if you wanted to your toolbox. But let me test it. Let me make sure that this works the way I want it to, and I'm gonna go ahead and make some copies of this. So I'm just going to use Control D. You can also, you know, there's so many ways to do these things. You can right click and then duplicate here, and then move it. Then right click, duplicate, and move it. And what you'll learn is that you can actually right click on everything and a little menu will pop up. Like if you right click over here in this area, watch, you can actually switch windows using that. If you right click on the spawn location, you get a bunch of options. If you right click over here, you get a bunch of options. So, it's a good idea. If you're trying to change the part, right click on it. You might have the thing you're trying to do in that menu. Okay, so we have 3 cups, and let me test this and make sure that it looks right. It does. And I can hop in these and walk through them, and it looks good. Okay, so we made a nice little bowl, and that wasn't too much work. So this is the final video in lesson 3. We spent two lessons learning how to use Roblox tools to make more complex models, more complex pieces for our game. Again, Roblox only comes with these basic shapes, but we can combine those shapes to make all kinds of interesting models. Okay, so this is the end of lesson 3. In the next lessons, we're actually going to learn how to use the terrain editor. So I will see you then.